This briefing seeks to answer common questions prosecutors may have about Tucson's veteran and homeless court programs. Please contact Michael Bryan with any questions you might have. All Tucson prosecutors can identify this. It is the bum plea, and it's the problem that these programs seek to address. When you make this offer, and a defendant has an extensive prior history of similar offenses, you know that it's a sign that normal criminal sanctions are no longer having the desired deterrent effect on that defendant. How can we stop the cycle of recidivism for some of these chronic offenders? For veterans and certain homeless people, there is a solution. Instead of diverting each individual offense, vet and homeless courts allow the diversion of an entire criminal backlog of pending cases under certain circumstances. We can help a defendant to halt the cycle with counseling and treatment for the underlying psychological and dependency issues. The program structures payment of statutorily mandated fines over time and allows the payment of discretionary fines through community service. Once a defendant has met their treatment goals and satisfied all their financial obligations, their pending cases will be dismissed upon graduation. Currently, only two populations are eligible for these programs: veterans and homeless people. For vet court, a member of any branch of service must accept a treatment plan from Southern Arizona VA Healthcare Services. For homeless court, a person must have a minimum of 45 days in residential treatment for substance abuse to be eligible. A participant in either program must be willing to seriously address the underlying causes of their recidivism, be it substance abuse or behavioral health issues. In both courts, the participants must maintain sobriety, which can and generally does include testing. Participants cannot reoffend and must attend all their counseling and court appointments. Failure to abide by these rules is grounds for exclusion from either program. Why are these two populations targeted for special treatment, you might wonder? Both populations are at high risk for substance abuse and dependency, behavioral health issues, including PTSD, and poverty, all of which can contribute to high rates of recidivism for the sort of petty offenses that are sometimes referred to as lifestyle or survival crimes. For both populations, community resources exist that can provide needed services at low or no cost to the participants. The prosecutor's standard diversion programs are frequently not attractive to those populations because of their indigency, and thus they have a very poor completion rate for those defendants. Marrying the court's enforcement authority with the monitoring, mentoring, and treatment provided by community service organizations focused on the homeless and VA system gives program participants an opportunity to clean up their records. So what charges are eligible? Any misdemeanor currently eligible for diversion is eligible, but first of all, participants must have no outstanding felony warrants and are screened for violent and sexual crimes in their background. Once that's determined, any currently eligible diversion is okay under these guidelines. Mostly these are lifestyle or survival crimes, to which we would normally offer a bum plea. They include such offenses as drinking in public, criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, area restriction violations, urinating in public, panhandling, and the like. Frequently, we do also have shoplifting, mostly of alcohol, narcotics, paraphernalia, and marijuana offenses. Frequently, defendants will have lost their driving privilege due to civil defaults and warrants, so multiple DSL charges are frequently seen. And the possibility of restoring legal driving status over the course of the program is often a very strong motivator for many of the participants. DV cases can also be eligible, but must be evaluated for inclusion in the program on a case-by-case basis. Generally, if you would offer diversion in the case normally, a DV case can be diverted through these court programs as well. Keep in mind that not every open case needs to be eligible for diversion in order for a defendant to participate in these programs. Not every pending charge need be dismissed pursuant to this program. I've had program participants with pending DUIs dispose of their diversion-eligible backlog through these programs while dealing with a DUI in a normal manner. Referral into these programs can happen at any point during the defendant's processing through the criminal justice system or through contact with service providers. Prosecutors will generally only be referring vets because that status can at least be provisionally identified during your interactions with the defendant, whereas it's much more difficult to identify a homeless person who's been in residential treatment for 45 days or more. The prosecutor's office benefits greatly from these programs on several levels. Obviously, these programs can save a tremendous amount of staff time, clear out large junk backlogs on frequent flyers, and free up prosecutors to handle more important cases. But these programs also afford intangible benefits of addressing the underlying causes of some of these frequent defendants' constant recidivism instead of just issuing another bum plea. The program also helps the public considerably by greatly reducing jail costs to the taxpayer, freeing up TPD and TFD resources to address other crime and public safety issues, as well as reducing property and nuisance crimes in our community. These programs have tremendous benefits to the participants, of course. It allows people who have a truly burdensome open backlog to get many of their cases dismissed by addressing the underlying stressors that contributed to their recidivism in the first place. The programs often restore legal driving status of participants, allowing them the opportunity for greater employment, and it can also help restore their self-respect and create a productive citizen from a person who society had given up on and who, quite frankly, many of whom had given up on themselves. Here's a brief look at the effect these programs can have on the participants' lives.
Most 19-year-old people are not 12,000 miles away driving around in a truck full of guns.
I got drafted on December the 3rd of 1969.
This is a group of men that I was working with.
There's incoming mortar fire.
A good friend of mine on here died as a result of that operation.
It does eat at you. It still eats at me.
Spent 5 months and 29 days in Vietnam.
Not a day goes by I don't think about that, because one of my friends took my place on that helicopter. I should have been there.
It's a difficult transition to go from a war theater to normal civilization.
Leaving the memories behind is harder for some than others.
There were some things that I had experienced that I found out later were catching up with me.
Experiences that would lead to uncharacteristic behavior.
I started not caring about basic things. I started breaking, standards. Then it started to become misdemeanor laws.
My life is just going in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. I want to go straight.
And for others.
You know, I was fortunate. I was able to transition. I came back and I went back to law school. Not everybody has that opportunity. I call it my basic black dress.
With that opportunity came a way to help fellow veterans with the transition to normal life.
It'll take us just a few minutes to enter everything into the record, but once that's done, you can go downstairs and get your license. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Judge Pollard created a program to divert troubled veterans out of the court system and into treatment.
We find that when they're in a situation where they've broken the law or gotten in trouble with the law, they're a little bit more inclined to reach out.
Order of protection for domestic violence.
Police officers bring in those arrested like Norman Adams and ask them if they've served in the military. Those who've committed misdemeanor crimes and are eligible for diversion under the city prosecutor's guidelines will be extended a helping hand.
But we give them a couple of things. We give them a no jail guarantee. If they'll come to court and agree to participate, we won't put them in jail, number one. But more importantly, they have to agree to work with Ms. White or the other counselors at the Veterans Administration.
Hello, Mr. Adams.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm Deborah White.
Norman Adams.
I'm the social worker for the homeless program, and I'm also the Veterans Court liaison person.
Although Judge Pollard refers to Ms. White as Mother Teresa, it's her toughness that motivates her clients.
While you are a participant in Veterans Court, we ask that you do not receive in any shape, form, or fashion any new charges. That's grounds for automatic dismissal from the program.
Honestly, I think I was doubting that they really could do something until I met Deborah White, and then I said, whoa, this girl's on top of it and she's gonna kick your ass if you don't stay in line.
I try to help the guys to understand that this is a program where I'm the advocate. I direct them to the benefits and services that they need. I will not and cannot do the work for them.
Making the commitment to work hard has many benefits.
Number one, it reduces the people that have to be kept in jail. But more importantly, one of the things about this program is it encourages people to stick with it.
It's up to me. Like Deborah says, she's not gonna babysit me. And I'm a grown man. So if I want to complete this program, it's gonna be me, it's not gonna be her. But with her guiding hand, I know I can do it.
Norman should complete his treatment program in about 6 months. That includes checking in monthly in court with Judge Pollard.
I mean, I know I've still got issues from years ago, so just got to start resolving them.
And Norman is well aware of the alternatives of not following through.
It's just really degrading. It's really embarrassing, and it's a terrible feeling not to have a license. Believe it or not, it is a privilege.
To be able to take your children down to a park, it was a healing process to be able to go to a recovery meeting, to drive an automobile. It's things that people in the normal population take for granted, but it's been a process.
Cleo Lewis knows firsthand about the benefits of the City of Tucson's diversion program. He graduated in its first class.
That graduation was probably one of the most significant events that I've had in my life.
Cleo still carries around his diploma. He says it's just as significant as any of the medals he's received.
Because that represents something. It wasn't given, I had to earn that. To be able to look at your family and to tell them that for the things that you've done that hurt other people, I'm sorry. You may know that we don't cry often, but that's a healing process, to be able to share emotion. To look at my sons and tell them that if you have issues, you can get help.
I get emotional too. These are people that are broken. The guys that have been the most successful in this program are guys that have been broken. They're at the bottom of whatever their circumstances were, and they truly, truly want the help.
And thanks to the collaboration between the Tucson City Court, the Southern Arizona VA healthcare system, and other agencies, veterans are getting the help they need.
So not only is it good for the court in the sense that it clears up a lot of old cases and takes care of new cases, it's good for the community because we're reaching out to the community, and it's good for the Veterans Administration, and it's a feel-good type of thing. I really get a lot of satisfaction out of it.
All I can say is thank you, because you made me something I never thought I could be again.
Successfully making the transition from war, Cleo Lewis offers Norman Adams and others like him some perspective.
The one good thing about knowing that someone's graduated is that you can be next.
They weren't offering me a free ride, they were just offering me a chance to get my life together, because it hasn't been. It's been tough. I'm going to do it. I mean, I really just want to go out with some dignity, and I don't have any right now. I'm getting it back, but don't have much.